Hello guys, welcome to Scion What If. So in this video, we will see what if Goku was half angel. If you enjoy these kinds of stories, don't forget to show us some love by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to us. Now, let's start the story. Chapter 1, Awakening. Goku's fist collided with Piccolo's forearm, sending shockwaves across the tournament grounds. The crowd of Z fighters cheered from the sidelines as the two warriors danced through the air in a blur of orange and purple. "Come on Piccolo, that the best you got?" Goku grinned, bouncing on his toes as they separated. "I haven't even broken a sweat." The Namekian smirked, adjusting his weighted cape. "Just warming up, Scion." This friendly tournament had been Bulma's idea, a way to keep everyone sharp during peacetime. After defeating Majin Buu, life had fallen into a comfortable rhythm that left the warriors restless. So here they were, facing off on a reinforced platform Bulma had constructed on Capsule Corp grounds, complete with energy dampeners to prevent citywide destruction. Krillin cupped his hands around his mouth. "Put him down, Goku. Show him that new technique." Piccolo launched forward, throwing rapid punches that Goku dodged with casual ease. But as Goku prepared to counter, something strange happened. A tingling warmth spread through his chest, crawling up his spine like electricity. "What the?" His vision blurred. The sensation intensified, pooling in his palms like nothing he'd ever felt before, not quite ki, not quite anything familiar. Piccolo didn't miss the opening. His leg connected with Goku's abdomen, sending him skidding across the platform. "Focus, Goku," he barked. Goku shook his head, trying to clear the buzzing sensation. "Sorry." Something weird the feeling surged again, stronger this time. His hands began to glow, not with the golden energy of Super Saiyan, but with a silvery blue light that seemed to pulse with his heartbeat. "Goku?" Krillin's voice sounded distant. "You okay, buddy?" Everyone was staring now. Vegeta pushed off from the tree he'd been leaning against, brow furrowed. "Kakarot, what trick is this?" "No trick," Goku muttered, staring at his glowing hands. "I don't know what's." The energy surged without warning. Silver blue light erupted from his body, blasting outward in a perfect sphere. Piccolo crossed his arms to block but was still thrown backward. The platform cracked beneath Goku's feet as the light intensified. I can't control it." Goku gritted his teeth, trying to contain the strange energy, but it slipped through his mental grasp like water. Gohan jumped to his feet. "Dad! Stay back!" Goku warned, dropping to one knee as the power continued to build. This wasn't like going Super Saiyan, there was no rage, no focus point. Just pure, uncontrollable energy flooding every cell in his body. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the aura collapsed inward, drawn back into Goku's body with such force that he gasped. He fell forward, catching himself on trembling arms. Silence fell over the tournament grounds. "What?" Goku panted, "Was that?" A calm voice cut through the tension. "That, son Goku, was your angelic heritage asserting itself." Everyone turned. Whis stood at the edge of the platform, staff in hand, expression uncharacteristically serious. Behind him, Beerus yawned, seemingly bored despite the dramatic scene. "My what?" Goku climbed to his feet, still feeling the strange energy humming beneath his skin. Vegeta stepped forward. "What nonsense are you spouting?" "Kakarot is a Saiyan, a low-class warrior born on planet Vegeta." "Half Saiyan," Whis corrected, tapping his staff lightly on the ground. His father was indeed Bardock. But his mother? A knowing smile crossed his lips. "Well, that's where things get interesting." Goku's heart raced. He'd never known his mother, had assumed she was just another Saiyan warrior. "What about my mother?" "Her name was Lumina," Whis said, stepping onto the cracked platform. "And she was an angel, a lesser one in the celestial hierarchy, but an angel nonetheless." The revelation hit like a physical blow. Goku staggered backward. That's impossible. Is it? Whis raised an eyebrow, circling Goku slowly. Have you never wondered why your potential seems limitless compared to other Saiyans? Why you achieved Super Saiyan with such ease? Why Divine Ki felt so familiar when you first accessed God form? Vegeta's face darkened with each word. You expect us to believe Kakarot is part divine? I don't expect anything, Prince Vegeta. I'm merely stating facts. Whis stopped in front of Goku. Lumina abandoned her duties centuries ago, fascinated by mortal lives and emotions. She took physical form and traveled through the universe, eventually finding her way to planet Vegeta. There, she met a Saiyan warrior who showed her kindness, quite rare among your people. Bardock. Goku whispered. The father he'd never known. Indeed. Their union was forbidden, of course. Angels are not meant to procreate with mortals. When the celestial authorities discovered her transgression, Lumina was punished. She used the last of her power to ensure you would survive, hiding her energy signature within you, dormant until now. Chi-Chi pushed through the crowd, standing protectively next to Goku. Why is it showing up now, after all these years? Whis smiled. Divine energy responds to divine presence. Since Beerus awakened and I began training Goku, the dormant power has been slowly activating. He pointed his staff at Goku's chest. What we witnessed today was merely the first breakthrough. Goku looked down at his hands, remembering the silvery blue light. So I'm half angel. That's crazy. Precisely half. No. Whis shook his head. The mixing of mortal and divine essence isn't that simple. But you carry significant angelic potential within you, power that has remained locked away until now. Beerus yawned again, louder this time. Are we done with the history lesson? I was promised dessert. Whis shot him an annoyed look before continuing. Goku, this emergence of power is only the beginning. Without proper training, these energy surges will become more frequent and more dangerous. You must learn to. A thunderous boom interrupted him. The sky above Capsule Corp split open, not a natural portal like the ones Whis created, but a jagged tear in reality itself. 3 figures descended through the rift, each wrapped in brilliant white light. Well, Whis sighed, that was faster than expected. What's happening? Bulma demanded, shielding her eyes from the intense light. Divine intervention, Whis replied grimly. The celestial authorities don't take kindly to half-breeds. The 3 figures landed, their light dimming enough to reveal humanoid forms dressed in elaborate white and gold armor. Their skin shimmered with an iridescent glow, and each carried a different weapon that radiated divine energy. The tallest stepped forward, a golden spear clutched in his right hand. Whis, you overstep your authority by harboring the abomination. Harboring? Whis raised an eyebrow. I only just discovered his heritage myself. And abomination seems rather harsh for a being who has saved this universe multiple times. His actions are irrelevant, the second figure stated, voice melodic but cold. The mixing of angel and mortal blood is forbidden. The cosmic balance must be maintained. Goku stepped forward. Hey, I don't know who you guys are, but I didn't ask to be born this way. Your existence is the crime, not your choices, the third figure said, drawing a bow of pure energy. We are celestial enforcers, tasked with maintaining divine law. Nothing personal. Before anyone could react, the archer fired. The energy arrow moved faster than even Goku could track, but never reached its target. Whis' staff intercepted it, absorbing the energy with a soft chime. Now, Whis chided. Let's not be hasty. The lead enforcer pointed his spear at Whis. Step aside, Angel of Universe 7. This is beyond your jurisdiction. Actually, Whis countered, twirling his staff casually, anything concerning Lord Beerus's domain falls precisely within my jurisdiction. And Son Goku here is currently the strongest defender of Universe 7, a universe under my lord's protection. Beerus yawned one final time before fixing the enforcers with a predatory gaze. Are you interrupting my dessert time? The enforcers exchanged glances. Even they knew better than to directly challenge a god of destruction. This matter will be referred to higher authorities, the leader finally said. The half-breed's existence cannot be tolerated indefinitely. Fine, fine, Whis waved dismissively. Submit your complaints through proper channels. Now, if you'd be so kind as to repair the dimensional tear you've created. It's rather unsightly. The enforcers retreated skyward, but the archer paused, locking eyes with Goku. We'll return, abomination. What's begun cannot be undone. With that ominous warning, they vanished back through the portal, which sealed itself with another thunderous boom. Silence fell over the group until Krillin broke it with a nervous laugh. So. Goku's part angel. That's new. This is ridiculous, Vegeta spat, turning away. Another divine advantage handed to you on a silver platter, Kakarot. Vegeta. Bulma scolded, but the Saiyan Prince was already stalking off, fury radiating from his rigid shoulders. Goku barely noticed. His mind was reeling with implications. Whis, those guys seemed pretty serious. What happens now? Now, Whis said, tapping his staff thoughtfully, we begin your training. If you can't control your angelic abilities, you're a danger to yourself and everyone around you. More training. Chi-Chi groaned. He just finished saving the universe. Can't he have a break? I'm afraid not, Whis replied. The celestial enforcers were merely the first response. They'll report back, and next time. He trailed off, eyes drifting skyward. Next time what? Gohan pressed. Next time, they'll send someone with the authority to execute, Beerus finished, picking at his teeth with a claw. Probably a seraphim, given the circumstances. A what? Goku asked. High-ranking angel enforcers, Whis explained. Think of them as the celestial equivalent of assassins, specifically tasked with eliminating threats to divine order. Chi-Chi grabbed Goku's arm. No one's assassinating my husband. They'll certainly try, Whis said. Which is why we must prepare. Goku needs to master his angelic abilities quickly, they may be his only defense against what's coming. Goku looked down at his hands, still feeling that strange energy flowing beneath his skin. Will these powers be stronger than Super Saiyan Blue? Different, Whis corrected. Angelic energy operates on principles entirely separate from mortal ki or even God ki. It's directly connected to creation itself, more versatile but also more difficult to control. Then let's start now, Goku decided, his usual excitement for new challenges overriding the shock. What's first? Whis smiled. First, we need to go somewhere safer, somewhere the inevitable energy discharges won't level a city. I know just the place, Goku said, already thinking of the isolated mountains where he trained as a child. Not Earth, Whis shook his head. We need a planet with a stronger connection to divine realms. Beerus's world would be ideal. Beerus snorted. And have him accidentally destroy my planet with uncontrolled angel tantrums? I think not. Lord Beerus has a point, Whis conceded. Perhaps Zeno's training grounds would be better. Wait, Chi-Chi interjected. You're taking him off planet. For how long? Whis considered. Angelic powers typically take centuries to master. Centuries, everyone shouted in unison. But given Goku's remarkable learning curve with martial techniques, and the fact he's only half angel. Whis tapped his chin. Perhaps a month would suffice for the basics. A month? Chi-Chi's face fell. But what about, a sudden explosion cut her off. The ground trembled as a series of energy blasts struck the capsule core perimeter. Alarms blared across the compound. More enforcers? Krillin asked, dropping into a defensive stance. No, Whis frowned. This energy signature is, curious. Not fully divine. From the smoke emerged a figure that made everyone tense. He resembled Frisia in his final form, but with deep purple skin etched with golden markings that pulsed with power. A crooked smile revealed sharp teeth. Son Goku, the newcomer purred, voice silky and menacing. The rumors were true. How fascinating. Who are you? Goku demanded, stepping forward protectively. My name is Dominion, the creature replied with a slight bow. Former apprentice to the god of destruction of Universe 11. Former. Beerus narrowed his eyes. You're the one who went rogue. I prefer, enlightened, Dominion corrected. The divine hierarchy is so, limiting, don't you think? All those rules about who can do what, who can be what. His eyes fixed on Goku with hungry intensity. But you, Goku, you're proof those rules can be broken. Half mortal, half angel, the perfect bridge between realms. Goku felt a chill despite the creature's calm demeanor. What do you want? To help you, of course. Dominion spread his arms. The celestial enforcers will never stop hunting you. The Grand Priest himself will eventually take notice. You need someone who understands what it means to defy divine law, someone who's done it successfully. Don't listen to him, Goku, Whis warned. Dominion betrayed his master and stole forbidden techniques. He's been absorbing divine energy to increase his power for centuries. True, Dominion shrugged. But unlike your angel friend here, I won't ask you to suppress half your nature. Angels always want control, containment, rules. I can teach you to embrace the chaos of your mixed blood, to become something entirely new. Thanks, Goku said flatly, but I'll pass. Dominion's smile didn't waver. You'll change your mind when the Seraphim comes for your family. When the Grand Priest decides your children are also abominations to be purged. His eyes shifted to Gohan. After all, the son of a half-angel is what? A quarter divine. Still enough to violate their precious rules. Gohan stepped forward. Leave my father alone. Oh, the boy has spirit. Dominion clapped delightedly. I wonder if you inherited any of your father's angelic gifts. We should find out. He moved with blinding speed, appearing in front of Gohan before anyone could react. His clawed hand shot out, only to be caught by Goku, who had moved even faster, that silver-blue aura flickering around him again. Don't touch my son, Goku growled, eyes flashing with the same silvery light. Dominion's smile widened. There it is. The instinctive response of angelic power to protect loved ones. Beautiful. With his free hand, he fired a blast of purple energy directly into Goku's chest. The Saiyan flew backward, crashing through the tournament platform. Before he could recover, Dominion was above him, hands glowing with malevolent energy. Your power is still raw, unformed, he taunted. Let me help you shape it. A barrage of energy blasts rained down. Goku rolled and dodged, trying to tap into the strange new energy he'd felt before, but it slipped away each time he reached for it. Frustrated, he transformed into Super Saiyan Blue instead, launching himself at Dominion with a flurry of punches. They connected solidly, driving Dominion back, but the creature only laughed. Still relying on Saiyan transformations? You'll need to do better than that. His counterattack was brutal, a combination of physical strikes and energy attacks that seemed to bypass Goku's defenses, as if they operated on a different frequency. You can't beat divine techniques with mortal power, Dominion lectured as Goku crashed to the ground again. Not even God Ki is enough. You need to tap into your angelic side. I don't know how. Goku shouted, frustration building. Emotion, Whis called from the sidelines. Angelic energy responds to emotional states, not battle instinct. Find your center. Terrible advice, Dominion scoffed. Angels are taught to suppress emotion. But you're half mortal, Goku. Your power will come through embracing feeling, not containing it. Goku closed his eyes, trying to focus through the confusion. The energy was there, just beneath the surface, but every time he reached for it the way he'd reach for ki, it scattered like startled birds. Dominion didn't wait for him to figure it out. He appeared behind Goku, grabbing him in a crushing hold. Perhaps you need motivation. With his free hand, he fired a concentrated energy beam toward Chi-Chi and Gohan. Everything slowed down for Goku. He saw the beam crossing the distance, saw Gohan pushing his mother aside, prepared to take the hit himself. Something snapped inside him, not rage like when he turned Super Saiyan, but a profound clarity, a sense of connection to everything around him. The silver-blue energy surged, not in an uncontrolled burst this time, but flowing through him like water. Time seemed to stop entirely. Goku slipped from Dominion's grasp as if he'd become intangible, reappearing instantly between the beam and his family. He raised his hand, and the energy blast simply dissolved, breaking apart into harmless particles that scattered like dust in the wind. What? Dominion's confident smile faltered for the first time. Goku turned to face him, silver-blue aura now flowing smoothly around his body, his eyes glowing with the same light. When he spoke, his voice carried a resonance that wasn't entirely his own. You were right about one thing, he said calmly. Emotion is the key. He moved, and this time even Whis looked surprised at his speed. Dominion barely managed to raise his arms before Goku's fist connected with his chest. There was no explosive impact, no shockwave, just a pulse of silver-blue light that passed through Dominion's body. The creature cried out, dropping to his knees. What did you do to me? I don't know, Goku admitted, looking at his own hand in wonder. The aura was already fading, slipping away as quickly as it had come. Dominion struggled to his feet, clutching his chest where the energy had struck. For a moment, his confident facade cracked, revealing genuine fear. Then his smile returned, though strained. Most impressive, he wheezed. Your instincts are better than I expected. But instinct isn't mastery. With visible effort, he straightened up. I'll give you time to consider my offer, son Goku. When the celestial authorities come for you and your family, and they will, remember there's another path. He glanced at Whis. One that doesn't require submission to their rules. Before anyone could stop him, Dominion vanished in a flash of purple light, leaving only a lingering energy signature that quickly faded. Goku collapsed to one knee, suddenly exhausted. The brief connection to his angelic power had drained him more than hours of fighting in Super Saiyan Blue. Goku. Chi-Chi rushed to his side, supporting him. Are you okay? Yeah, he nodded weakly. Just, tired. Really tired. Whis approached, studying him with newfound interest. Fascinating. You instinctively channeled angelic energy through emotion, exactly the opposite of traditional angelic technique. Is that bad? Gohan asked, concern evident in his voice. Not bad, Whis mused. Just unexpected. Traditional angelic training focuses on detachment, separating oneself from emotion to maintain perfect control. But Goku accessed his power through protective instinct toward loved ones. That makes sense, Krillin interjected. Goku's always been strongest when fighting to protect others. Bulma crossed her arms. So what now? Those enforcer guys will be back, and that creepy Dominion character is still out there. Now, Whis said decisively, we train. But I need to reconsider my approach. Goku's mixed heritage means traditional angelic methods may not apply. I still don't understand what's happening, Goku admitted, getting back to his feet. If my mom was an angel, why didn't anyone tell me? Why did everyone think I was just a regular Saiyan? Because that's what Lumina wanted, Whis explained. She knew what would happen if the celestial authorities discovered her child. She used her remaining power to suppress your angelic signature and make you appear as a pure-blooded Saiyan. But it didn't last, Beerus noted, finally showing interest in the conversation. No, Whis agreed. The seal was designed to fade gradually as Goku matured. But it would have taken centuries longer if we hadn't exposed him directly to divine energy through our training. We accelerated the process without realizing it. Chi-Chi gripped Goku's hand tightly. Can't you just reseal it? Put his angel side back to sleep? Whis shook his head. I'm afraid that's impossible now. Once awakened, angelic essence cannot be suppressed again. Goku must either master this part of himself or what? Goku pressed. Or it will eventually consume him, Whis finished solemnly. Uncontrolled angelic power in a half-mortal body would be catastrophic, not just for you, but potentially for this entire system. The weight of his words settled over the group. Goku looked at his family, Chi-Chi's worried face, Gohan's determined expression, then at his friends, all watching him with various degrees of concern. Then I don't have a choice, he said finally. I have to learn to control this power. Not alone, Gohan stepped forward. I'll help. If I've inherited any of this angelic energy, I need to understand it too. And I'll research everything we have on celestial beings, Bulma added. There might be technological ways to help stabilize your energy if it goes haywire again. Piccolo, who had been silently observing, finally spoke. I've had experience with split natures. The key is not to fight against either side, but to find harmony between them. Wise words, Whis nodded. Goku needs to integrate his Saiyan and angelic natures, not choose between them. How long do we have? Goku asked. Before these Seraphim guys show up. Hard to say, Whis tapped his staff thoughtfully. Bureaucracy exists even in divine realms. Perhaps a few days, perhaps weeks. Then we start now, Goku decided, his characteristic determination returning. What's first? First, Whis smiled, you need to understand what angelic energy actually is. It's not like ki, it doesn't come from within you. It flows through you, from the fabric of reality itself. Like drawing from the universe for the spirit bomb? Goku asked. Similar in concept, though vastly different in execution, Whis confirmed. Angelic energy is connected to creation, to the fundamental forces that shape existence. That's why your instinctive use of it didn't create an explosion, but rather unmade Dominion's attack. I didn't destroy his blast, Goku realized. I undid it somehow. Precisely. Angels don't typically destroy, we reorder, reshape, or return to base elements. Even when it appears we're destroying something, we're actually just changing its state of existence. Goku scratched his head. That sounds complicated. It is, Whis agreed. Which is why we should begin with meditation rather than combat training. Goku groaned. Meditation? Come on. Chi-Chi smacked his arm. Don't complain. If meditation keeps you from exploding with angel energy, you're going to meditate. Yes, ma'am, Goku winced, rubbing his arm. Actually, Whis interjected, we should start somewhere more private. These initial sessions could produce unpredictable results. The hyperbolic time chamber, Gohan suggested. A day out here is a year in there. Dad could get extensive training with minimal real-world time passing. And if he blows something up, it's just the chamber, Krillin added helpfully. Whis considered this. That could work. The dimensional properties might even help Goku connect more easily to his angelic abilities. Then it's settled, Goku nodded. We'll go to the lookout and, a massive pressure suddenly descended on them, a power so immense it made the air itself feel heavy. Everyone froze, eyes turning skyward as the clouds began to swirl unnaturally. That was fast, Whis murmured, genuine concern crossing his face. What is it? Goku asked, though deep down he already knew. Seraphim, Beerus growled, also looking up. Seems the celestial bureaucracy worked quicker than expected. The sky split open again, but unlike the jagged tear created by the enforcers, this portal was a perfect circle of golden light. Through it descended a single figure, tall and slender, with 6 luminous wings folded against their back. Their face was inhumanly beautiful, features so perfect they were almost painful to look at directly. They wore simple white robes that seemed to shift and flow like liquid light. The being touched down softly on the broken tournament platform, wings unfurling slightly before folding again. When they spoke, their voice resonated on multiple frequencies simultaneously, creating an effect that was both beautiful and unsettling. Son Goku, they intoned, I am Seraphim Raziel, executor of divine will. Your existence violates the boundaries between mortal and celestial realms. I have been authorized to resolve this anomaly. Whis stepped forward, bowing slightly. Raziel. It's been millennia. Whis, the Seraphim acknowledged with a slight nod. This matter does not concern you. Stand aside. I'm afraid I can't do that, Whis replied politely. Son Goku is under my instruction and Lord Beerus's protection. A god of destruction has no authority in matters of celestial bloodlines, Raziel stated flatly. This is a direct order from the Grand Priest himself. That made even Beerus hesitate. My father involved himself personally. That's unexpected. The half-breed's power signature was detected during his recent episode, Raziel explained. It carried traces of Lumina's essence, an angel who betrayed her duties and violated our most sacred laws. The Grand Priest remembers her transgression well. Goku stepped forward. Look, I don't know anything about celestial laws or my mother's choices. I just found out about all this today. Can't we talk about this? Raziel's perfect face showed no emotion. There is nothing to discuss. You are an unpredictable variable in the cosmic equation, a being with access to creation energies but bound by mortal emotions and limitations. Your very existence threatens universal stability. That's ridiculous, Chi-Chi snapped, marching forward despite Gohan trying to hold her back. My husband has saved this universe more times than you can count. He's a hero. His actions are irrelevant, Raziel replied, echoing the enforcer's earlier sentiment. The danger lies in what he is, not what he has done. So you're just going to kill him? Bulma demanded. For how he was born. Not kill, Raziel corrected. Unmake. Return his component energies to their proper realms, divine to divine, mortal to mortal. His consciousness will cease, but his essence will continue in proper alignment. That sounds an awful lot like killing to me, Krillin muttered. Goku straightened, facing the Seraphim directly. I'm not going to let you unmake me without a fight. A flicker of something, perhaps curiosity, crossed Raziel's perfect features. You cannot win against me, half-breed. I am a Seraphim, 8th rank in the celestial hierarchy. Your angelic powers are untrained, and your mortal abilities are insufficient. Maybe, Goku grinned, dropping into a fighting stance. But I've beaten impossible odds before. This is unwise, Whis warned. Goku, a Seraphim is beyond even. Most gods of destruction. Don't care, Goku replied, not taking his eyes off Raziel. I'm not going down without giving it everything I've got. Raziel studied him for a moment, head tilting slightly. Your defiance is intriguing. Perhaps before I unmake you, I should understand why Lumina chose to violate eternal law for a mortal scion. Without warning, the Seraphim vanished, moving so fast that even Goku couldn't track the movement. He felt a presence behind him and spun, barely raising his arms in time to block a strike that still sent him flying across the compound. Goku flipped mid-air, landing on his feet and immediately transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. The divine ki flowed through him, but even at full power, he sensed the vast gulf between his strength and the Seraphim's. Raziel appeared before him, observing the blue aura with mild interest. God Ki. Impressive for a mortal, but still just borrowed power. Show me your true nature, half-breed. Goku launched into a flurry of attacks, each one precisely aimed at vital points, techniques perfected over a lifetime of battle. Raziel dodged or deflected each one with minimal movement, studying Goku as if he were a curious specimen. "Your technique is exceptional," the Seraphim noted, effortlessly avoiding a roundhouse kick. "But you rely too heavily on physical combat." With a casual gesture, Raziel released a wave of golden energy that caught Goku mid-attack. It didn't hurt, instead, it simply froze him in place, every muscle locked in position. "This is the difference between us," Raziel explained, circling the immobilized Saiyan. "I don't fight. I simply rearrange reality according to divine will." With another gesture, the energy released Goku, who dropped to one knee, gasping. "What was that?" he panted. "A temporary suspension of time around your physical form," Raziel said, as if explaining something obvious. "A basic technique for angels of my rank." From the sidelines, Whis called out. "Goku! You cannot beat a Seraphim with physical attacks. You must access your angelic heritage." "I'm trying." Goku shouted back, frustration mounting. He closed his eyes, searching for that silvery blue energy he'd felt before. It was there, just beneath the surface, but every time he reached for it the way he'd reach for ki, it eluded him. Raziel watched with detached curiosity. "You cannot force angelic energy to obey you as you do with ki. It is not a tool to be wielded, but a state of being to be embodied." Not helping, Goku grumbled, eyes still closed in concentration. The Seraphim raised a hand. "Perhaps pressure will accelerate your development, or confirm you are unworthy of your heritage." Golden energy gathered in their palm, forming a sphere that pulsed with incredible power. Unlike the attacks Goku was used to, this one didn't radiate heat or force. Instead, it seemed to bend the very fabric of reality around it, creating visual distortions in the air. "This will unmake you atom by atom," Raziel stated calmly. "If your angelic nature is strong enough, you may survive, partially." "Dad!" Gohan shouted, powering up to his ultimate form. He launched himself at the Seraphim, only to be casually swatted aside with a flick of one of Raziel's wings. "Stay back, child," the Seraphim commanded. "Your quarter-angel blood is too diluted to be of concern, unless you interfere." Seeing his son struck down triggered something in Goku, not rage, but a profound sense of connection. In that moment, he stopped trying to grab the angelic energy like a weapon and instead simply accepted it as part of himself. The transformation wasn't explosive like Super Saiyan. It was like stepping from shadow into light. The silver-blue aura flowed around him smoothly, his hair remaining black but taking on an iridescent quality that shifted color slightly as he moved. His eyes glowed with the same silver-blue light. There it is, Raziel's perfect face showed the first hint of genuine interest. Lumina's essence, awakened in her half-breed son. Goku rose to his feet, feeling strangely calm despite the situation. The energy flowing through him wasn't like Super Saiyan's overwhelming power or even the controlled divine force of blue, it felt like an extension of himself, as natural as breathing. "I don't want to fight you," he said, his voice carrying that same resonance from before. "But I won't let you hurt my family or friends." "Your desire is irrelevant," Raziel replied, though with less certainty than before. "Divine law must be maintained." The Seraphim launched the sphere of golden energy. Acting on instinct, Goku didn't try to dodge or counter with his own attack, instead, he reached out with his hand and simply unraveled it. The golden sphere came apart like a knitted sweater pulled by a loose thread, its energy dispersing harmlessly. Raziel's eyes widened slightly. "You shouldn't be able to do that without training." "Maybe angel stuff works differently for me because I'm half Saiyan," Goku suggested, looking at his glowing hands with wonder. "Or maybe my mom left me more than just her blood." For the first time, uncertainty flashed across the Seraphim's perfect features. "Impossible." Lumina's powers were stripped when she was punished. "Were they?" Whis interjected, a knowing smile playing on his lips. Or did she simply transfer them to her unborn child, hiding them so deeply that even the Grand Priest couldn't detect them? Raziel frowned, the expression looking out of place on their perfect face. That would require incredible skill and sacrifice. Or incredible love, Chi-Chi said quietly. Something you angels don't seem to understand. Love is a mortal concept, Raziel dismissed, but with less conviction. Angels exist to serve function, not indulge in emotional attachments. Then why did my mother choose to become mortal? Goku asked. Why risk everything for my father? Her reasons died with her, Raziel stated, 6 wings unfurling to their full span. As yours will die with you. The seraphim attacked again, this time with blinding speed and devastating precision. But in his awakened state, Goku could see the patterns of energy, could perceive the flow of reality itself bending around Raziel's movements. He didn't try to match the seraphim's speed or power directly. Instead, he moved with the energy currents, letting his body flow like water around stone. Each time Raziel struck, Goku wasn't quite where the blow should have landed. Not through superior speed, but through intuitive understanding of how space and time folded around divine energy. Impossible, Raziel muttered after a particularly complex combination failed to connect. You cannot have mastered angelic movement without training. I haven't mastered anything, Goku replied honestly. I'm just feeling it. Like my body remembers something my mind never learned. That gave the seraphim pause. Muscle memory cannot apply to abilities you've never possessed. Unless, Whis called from the sidelines, Lumina transferred more than just her power. Perhaps she imprinted certain instincts as well, preserved knowledge within the energy itself. That would violate at least 17 celestial edicts, Raziel said, sounding genuinely disturbed. She was already breaking the biggest rule, Beerus yawned, seemingly bored despite the cosmic battle unfolding. What 17 more? The fight resumed, but with a different quality. Now Raziel seemed intent on testing Goku's abilities rather than simply eliminating him. Each attack probed a different aspect of angelic power, reality manipulation, time distortion, energy transmutation. To everyone's surprise, including his own, Goku responded to each with instinctive counters. Not always perfectly, not always gracefully, but with an innate understanding that shouldn't have been possible for someone with no training. After a particularly complex exchange that left both combatants hovering above the Capsule Corp grounds, Raziel raised a hand, signaling a pause. This is unprecedented, the seraphim stated. Your abilities are raw and unrefined, yet you possess instinctive understanding of techniques that take centuries to master. Goku, panting slightly from the exertion, managed a smile. So does that mean you're not going to unmake me? My mission remains unchanged, Raziel replied, though with noticeable hesitation. However, the situation requires re-evaluation. Here's a thought, Whis suggested, floating up to join them. Rather than elimination, perhaps observation is the more prudent course. Son Goku has consistently defied conventional limitations. His hybrid nature may reveal new understandings of both mortal and divine potential. You propose making him a test subject? Raziel asked. I propose making him a precedent, Whis countered smoothly. The cosmic laws you enforce were established eons ago, when the boundaries between mortal and divine were more strictly defined. Perhaps those boundaries are more permeable than we've assumed. Or perhaps that permeability is precisely what the laws were designed to prevent, Raziel argued. Below them, Chi-Chi placed her hands on her hips. Excuse me. Could you stop talking about my husband like he's some kind of science experiment? He's a person. A person of unprecedented cosmic significance, Raziel corrected, but there was a new note in their voice, something almost like curiosity. The seraphim turned their gaze fully on Goku, studying him with an intensity that seemed to peer into his very soul. What do you want, Son Goku? If you could choose your fate in this matter, what would it be? The question caught Goku off guard. He'd been so focused on surviving that he hadn't considered what came after. His silver-blue aura flickered as he considered. I want to protect my family and friends, he said finally. I want to keep getting stronger and face new challenges. And I want to understand this part of me I never knew existed. He looked down at his glowing hands. I didn't ask to be half angel, but since I am, I might as well learn how to use these powers properly. Raziel was silent for a long moment. Your answer is, surprisingly uncomplicated for a being of such cosmic complexity. That's Goku for you, Krillin called up. Straightforward even when the fate of reality is at stake. Something that might have been the ghost of a smile touched Raziel's perfect lips. Very well. I will report your unique circumstances to the Grand Priest and request a temporary stay of execution pending further investigation. So you're not going to unmake me today? Goku clarified, his aura brightening hopefully. Not today, Raziel confirmed. But I will remain on Earth to observe your development. If your angelic abilities prove unstable or dangerous, my original mandate will be reinstated immediately. That's fair, I guess, Goku scratched his head. So are you gonna help train me, or just watch? Raziel blinked, seemingly startled by the question. I am an executor, not an instructor. But you know all this angel stuff way better than I do, Goku pointed out reasonably. And if you want me to control these powers properly, wouldn't it make sense to help me learn? Goku. Whis hissed. One does not simply ask a seraphim to become a personal tutor. But Raziel was studying Goku with renewed interest. Your logic, while simplistic, is not entirely unsound. Proper instruction would reduce the risk of catastrophic failure. So you'll help? Goku asked hopefully. I will observe your training with Whis and provide corrections when necessary, Raziel conceded. This arrangement serves the greater purpose of cosmic stability. Great! Goku's silver-blue aura flared with his enthusiasm. When do we start? Before Raziel could answer, a familiar voice cut through the moment. How touching, Dominion sneered, appearing at the edge of the gathering. The executor makes friends with the abomination. The Grand Priest will be fascinated to hear about this compromise. Raziel's wings spread wide, battle-ready. Dominion. Your presence on Earth is unauthorized. You were banished to the void dimensions. I got bored, Dominion shrugged, his purple skin gleaming in the sunlight. And when I felt Lumina's energy signature awakening in this backwater dimension, well, how could I resist investigating? His eyes fixed on Goku with that same hungry intensity from before. You've awakened more of your power, I see. Good progress for one day. What do you want? Goku demanded, instinctively positioning himself between Dominion and his family. Still the same thing, Dominion replied casually. To help you reach your full potential, without the restrictions Raziel and Whis would impose. He gestured dismissively at the seraphim. They'll never let you truly explore the boundaries of your mixed nature. They fear what you might become. With good reason, Raziel stated coldly. Hybrid divine energy is unpredictable and potentially catastrophic. Or potentially revolutionary, Dominion countered. Imagine the possibilities, Goku. Neither bound by mortal limitations nor constrained by divine regulations. A new type of being altogether. Sounds great in theory, Goku replied, but I get the feeling your version ends with you stealing my power somehow. Dominion laughed. Perceptive. But not entirely accurate. I don't want to steal your power, I want to understand it, replicate it. You're the key to breaking the divine hierarchy itself. You speak treason against cosmic order, Raziel warned, golden energy gathering around their form. I speak truth, Dominion shot back. The cosmic order is nothing but a control system designed by those at the top to maintain their position. Ask yourself, Raziel, why is a half-angel such a threat? Because he might show others that the boundaries can be crossed? His gaze returned to Goku. They fear you because you represent choice, something angels aren't supposed to have. Your mother chose love over duty. What might you choose with your power fully awakened? Enough, Raziel commanded, voice resonating with authority. Dominion, you are hereby resentenced to the void dimensions. Your corruption will not spread to Son Goku. Too late, Dominion smirked. I've already planted the seed of doubt. And unlike you, Seraphim, I don't need to stay physically present to influence events. He began to fade from view, his form becoming translucent. Think about my words, Son Goku. When you're ready to explore your true potential without constraints, you'll know how to find me. With that, he vanished completely, leaving only a lingering echo of laughter. Silence fell over the group until Krillin broke it. So, we've got celestial assassins and corrupted former gods fighting over Goku. Tuesday as usual, huh? Despite the tension, a few nervous chuckles broke out. Goku's silver-blue aura finally faded as he exhaled heavily, the strain of maintaining the transformation catching up with him. This is getting complicated, he sighed, dropping back to the ground where Chi-Chi immediately went to his side. Dominion is dangerous, Raziel warned, also descending. His words are poison designed to corrupt your perspective. But some of what he said made sense, Goku admitted. Why is being half-angel such a big deal? What's the real reason it's forbidden? Raziel and Whis exchanged glances. The truth, Whis finally said, is that no one fully understands what happens when divine and mortal essence truly merge. There have been cases of angels taking physical form, like your mother did. There have even been rare instances of angels developing emotional attachments to mortals. But actual procreation? The creation of a hybrid being? That's unprecedented. The laws exist because the unknown represents risk, Raziel added. Divine energy is connected to the fundamental forces of creation. Placing that power in a being driven by mortal emotions and desires could have unpredictable consequences. So I'm basically a cosmic experiment, Goku summarized, sitting down heavily on a chunk of broken platform. One with tremendous potential, Whis reminded him. Both for good and ill. Which is why proper training is essential, Raziel concluded. Your instincts are impressive, but instinct alone is insufficient for true mastery. Gohan stepped forward. What about me? And Goten? If Dad is half-angel, that makes us quarter-angel, in your case, Whis confirmed. And 1/8 for any children you might have. The divine essence becomes more diluted with each generation, which is why the celestial authorities aren't typically concerned with descendants beyond the first generation. But I might have some of these powers too. Gohan pressed. Possibly, Raziel acknowledged. Though significantly weaker and less likely to manifest spontaneously. Chi-Chi threw up her hands. So not only do I have a half-angel husband, but potentially angel-powered sons too. What's next? Will Pan start growing wings? Highly unlikely, Raziel assured her. By the third generation, divine essence is usually too diffused to manifest physically. Usually, Chi-Chi repeated dryly. Great. Bulma, who had been uncharacteristically quiet, finally spoke up. So what's the plan? Whis and Raziel train Goku while we just wait for this Dominion character to make another move. Or for the Grand Priest to change his mind about the stay of execution. We should move to the lookout immediately, Piccolo suggested. It's more defensible, and the hyperbolic time chamber gives us an advantage. Agreed, Whis nodded. The sooner Goku begins proper training, the safer everyone will be. I'm coming too, Gohan stated firmly. If there's any chance I've inherited these abilities, I need to learn to control them as well. Chi-Chi grabbed Goku's arm. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Not with celestial assassins and corrupted gods running around. It could be dangerous, Goku warned her. Our whole marriage has been dangerous, she shot back. I'm coming. Goku looked at Raziel. Is that okay? Having my family around while I train? The Seraphim considered this. Their presence may actually be beneficial. Your angelic abilities seem to respond most strongly to emotional connections. Having those connections physically present could accelerate your progress. Then it's settled, Goku decided, standing up with renewed energy. We'll all go to the lookout and figure this out together. As the group prepared to depart, Vegeta finally reappeared, arms crossed and expression stormy. He'd clearly been watching from a distance. I'm coming too, he announced gruffly. Really? Goku blinked in surprise. I thought you were mad about the whole angel thing. I am, Vegeta growled. It's another unfair advantage you didn't earn. But. His expression shifted slightly. If there are techniques to learn, I won't be left behind. And someone needs to knock some sense into you if this divine power goes to your head. Goku grinned. Thanks, Vegeta. Don't thank me, the prince snapped. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it because I refuse to let you surpass me more than you already have. With transportation arrangements settled, the unlikely group prepared to head to the lookout, a half-angel scion, his family, his friends, an angel attendant, and a seraphim executioner temporarily repurposed as an instructor. As they gathered for instant transmission, Goku looked up at the sky, thinking about the mother he'd never known. A rebel angel who'd fallen in love with a scion warrior and given up everything to protect her son. For the first time in his life, he felt connected to his origins in a way that went beyond his adopted grandfather's stories. Ready? He asked, placing 2 fingers to his forehead. As the others placed hands on his shoulders, he focused on the lookout, and on the new chapter of his life that was just beginning. Chapter 2, Hunted. The lookout hovered silently above the earth, a sanctuary floating among the clouds. Goku stood at its edge, eyes closed, the rising sun warming his face as he attempted to connect with his newfound angelic heritage. 3 days had passed since the revelation that had turned his world upside down, and patience wasn't exactly his strong suit. I don't get it, Goku sighed, opening his eyes to look at Whis and Raziel, who stood watching him with very different expressions, Whis mildly amused, Raziel clinically detached. Why can't I just power up like usual? I did it before when fighting Dominion. Because, powering up is a scion concept, Raziel explained, their perfect features betraying a hint of frustration. Angelic energy doesn't respond to aggression or force of will. It requires harmony with creation itself. Yeah, you've said that like 50 times, Goku grumbled, rolling his shoulders. But what does that actually mean? Whis tapped his staff thoughtfully. Perhaps we're approaching this from the wrong angle. Traditional angelic training emphasizes detachment, but Goku accessed his powers through emotional connection. That methodology is flawed, Raziel stated flatly. Emotion creates instability in divine energy patterns. In pure angels, yes, Whis countered. But Goku isn't pure anything. He's the fusion of 2 seemingly incompatible energies existing in perfect balance. Goku flopped down cross-legged on the lookout's tiles. Can't I just fight someone? I always figure things out faster during a real battle. Absolutely not, Raziel's wings rustled with disapproval. Uncontrolled angelic discharge during combat could tear holes in dimensional fabric. Sounds awesome, Goku grinned. It's not, Whis and Raziel said in unison. From the central building, Chi-Chi emerged with a tray of drinks. Break time. You've been at it for hours. Goku jumped up, his frustration instantly forgotten at the prospect of refreshments. Thanks, Chi-Chi. I'm starving. You're always starving, she replied with fond exasperation, handing him a large protein shake. Any progress? None, Raziel stated before Goku could answer. His scion instincts interfere with proper angelic channeling. Chi-Chi put her hands on her hips. Well, maybe if you stopped treating him like a defective angel and started working with who he actually is, you'd get somewhere. Raziel's perfect features registered surprise at being challenged by a mortal woman. Whis hid a smile behind his hand. Chi-Chi makes an excellent point. Perhaps we should consult someone with experience in hybrid energy manipulation. Gohan. Goku exclaimed, gulping down his shake. He figured out how to balance his human and Saiyan sides. I was thinking of Piccolo, actually, Whis clarified. Having merged with Nail and Kami, he understands integrating different energy sources into a cohesive whole. I'm right here, Piccolo's gruff voice called from where he meditated beneath one of the lookout's palm trees. He opened one eye. And I've been listening to this pointless training session all morning. Any insights to share? Whis asked pleasantly. Piccolo unfolded his long limbs and approached the group. You're both wrong. Whis, you're trying to accommodate Goku's emotional nature too much. Raziel, you're ignoring it entirely. He turned to Goku. The key isn't choosing between your Saiyan instincts and angelic abilities, it's finding the place where they overlap. Overlap? Goku scratched his head. Like, fighting and angel stuff at the same time. What drives you to fight, Goku? Piccolo asked. At your core. The thrill of getting stronger, facing tough opponents. Beyond that, Piccolo interrupted. Why do you seek strength? Goku thought for a moment. To protect everyone. To be ready for whatever comes next. Protection, Piccolo nodded. Creation and preservation. That's your overlap. Angels maintain cosmic order, Saiyans fight to test their limits. But you, Goku, fight to preserve what matters. A light of understanding dawned in Goku's eyes. So I need to focus on protecting, not just fighting or, whatever angel stuff is. Precisely, Piccolo confirmed. Your angelic side isn't separate from your Saiyan nature, it's an extension of the same core purpose, just expressed differently. Raziel tilted their head, considering Piccolo's words. The Namekian's logic has merit. Angelic function is fundamentally about maintaining cosmic order, protection at the universal scale. Worth a try, Whis agreed. Goku, close your eyes again. But this time, don't try to reach for power. Instead, think about what you most wish to preserve. Goku nodded, settling back into a cross-legged position. He closed his eyes, his breathing slowing as he centered himself. Instead of reaching for energy as he would normally do, he visualized what mattered most, Chi-Chi's smile, Gohan and Goten growing up, his friends, the earth itself spinning peacefully through space. Something shifted inside him, not the explosive surge of Super Saiyan transformation, but a gentle unfurling, like a flower opening to sunlight. The silvery blue energy began to manifest, flowing around him in calm, precise patterns. There, Whis whispered. Don't grasp for it, let it move through you naturally. Goku felt the energy responding, not to his will exactly, but to his intent. It wasn't a tool or weapon to be wielded, but an extension of his desire to protect. The more he embraced that connection, the stronger and more controlled the flow became. Remarkable, Raziel murmured, their wings extending slightly in surprise. He's channeling creation energy with precision that should take centuries to master. Goku opened his eyes, which now glowed with silver blue light. I can feel everything, he whispered. The air molecules, the energy flowing through the lookout, everyone's heartbeats. He looked at his hands, now surrounded by a stable silver blue aura. It's like I'm connected to it all. That's the fundamental nature of angelic awareness, Whis explained. We exist in constant communion with creation itself. It's overwhelming, Goku admitted, the aura flickering as his concentration wavered. Focus on your core purpose, Piccolo reminded him. Protection. Preservation. Goku nodded, steadying the energy once more. Slowly, he rose to his feet, the silver blue aura flowing around him like liquid light. I think I'm getting it. Vegeta emerged from the hyperbolic time chamber, sweat-drenched and scowling. He'd spent the last 3 days, 3 hours outside, training obsessively, pushing himself to new limits in response to Goku's angelic revelation. So, he snapped, eyeing Goku's transformation, the freak show continues. Vegeta. Bulma scolded, looking up from her laptop where she'd been analyzing data on angelic energy patterns. Don't be a jerk. What? It's not enough he's a low-class scion who surpassed his prince, now he's part divine. The universe has a sick sense of humor. Goku's aura flickered again, his concentration broken by Vegeta's barbs. Hey, it's not like I asked for this. No, Vegeta agreed, grabbing a towel from Bulma, you just keep stumbling into power while the rest of us bleed for every increment of strength. That's unfair, Vegeta, Gohan said, joining the group with a stack of ancient texts borrowed from Den's library. Dad's working hard to understand these new abilities. How adorable. The quarterbreed defends Daddy. Enough, Raziel commanded, their voice resonating with authority. These petty rivalries waste valuable training time. Vegeta snorted. Training? You call floating around glowing like a nightlight training? Please. Real power comes from battle. A slow smile spread across Goku's face. You know, Vegeta might be onto something. No, Raziel stated firmly. Just hear me out, Goku turned to the Seraphim. I learn best through action. What if Vegeta and I spar, but I focus only on defensive techniques? No attacks, just protection, shields, deflection. That kind of stuff. Whis tapped his chin. That could actually work. Controlled combat with a specific focus on protective applications. And when Kakarot inevitably loses control and tears a hole in reality? Vegeta asked sarcastically. You'll finally get to visit another dimension, Goku shot back with a grin. Raziel's wings rustled with consideration. I can establish a containment field to minimize dimensional disruption. Any severe instability and I will terminate the exercise immediately. So that's a yes. Goku bounced on his toes, excited at the prospect of actual combat training. A highly conditional yes, Raziel clarified. Vegeta's scowl transformed into a predatory smile. Perfect. I've been wanting to punch that divine glow off your face since this whole angel business started. The chamber's open if you want to use it, Bulma suggested, gesturing to the hyperbolic time chamber. Better than destroying the lookout. No, Whis interjected. The time dilation might unpredictably interact with angelic energy. Better to remain in normal spacetime for now. I'll set up an energy containment barrier around the perimeter, Piccolo offered. As preparations were made, Gohan approached Goku. Dad, are you sure about this? You're still learning to control your angelic side. That's exactly why I need to do this, Goku replied, rolling his shoulders. Theory only gets me so far. I need to feel how this energy works in a real situation. Just, be careful. We still don't know the full extent of what you can do now. That's the exciting part, Goku grinned, the silver blue aura pulsing with his enthusiasm. Within minutes, a training area was established on the far side of the lookout. Raziel created a dome of golden energy over the designated space, while Piccolo added his own barrier as a secondary precaution. The rest of the group gathered at a safe distance to observe. Goku and Vegeta stood facing each other inside the containment dome. Vegeta immediately transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, his aura flaring with aggressive intensity. Remember, Goku, Whis called out, focus only on defensive applications. No attacks. Right, Goku nodded, settling into his silver blue state with growing confidence. Defense only. Begin, Raziel commanded. Vegeta didn't waste a second, launching himself at Goku with a barrage of punches. Normally, Goku would dodge or counter, his Saiyan instincts demanding he meet force with force. But this time, he focused on protection, letting the angelic energy guide his movements. Instead of dodging, he created a shield of silver blue energy that absorbed Vegeta's attacks without deflecting them back or causing shockwaves. The energy simply accepted the impacts, neutralizing their force. What the hell? Vegeta growled, increasing the power of his assault. Fight back, Kakarot. That's not the point of this exercise, Goku replied, maintaining his protective focus. I'm learning how angel energy works defensively. Boring, Vegeta snarled, charging a Gallic gun. Let's see how your shield handles this. The purple beam erupted from Vegeta's hands, slamming into Goku's shield with enough force to normally level mountains. The silver-blue energy rippled but held, not by opposing Vegeta's attack, but by somehow unraveling its destructive potential, converting it to harmless light. Fascinating, Raziel murmured. He's instinctively transmuting energy states rather than blocking. In other words, Whis explained to the others, instead of stopping the attack, he's changing its fundamental nature, from harmful to harmless. Can all angels do that? Bulma asked, recording the phenomenon on her tablet. Yes, but it typically requires centuries of training, Whis replied. Goku is relying on instinct and his natural connection to protective intent. Inside the dome, Vegeta's frustration mounted. No matter what attack he launched, Goku's defensive measures neutralized them without effort. It wasn't a battle so much as an exercise in futility. This is pathetic. Vegeta shouted, powering up further, veins bulging on his forehead. Either fight me properly or admit you're afraid your new powers can't match mine. Goku knew Vegeta was baiting him, but the Saiyan pride they both shared made the taunt sting nonetheless. I'm following the rules of the exercise, Vegeta. Rules? Vegeta laughed harshly. Since when does a Saiyan warrior care about rules? Or is the angel half making you soft? A flicker of irritation passed through Goku, causing his silver-blue aura to pulse erratically. The shield wavered, and Vegeta immediately capitalized, landing a solid punch to Goku's jaw. There we go, Vegeta grinned savagely. The mighty angel bleeds after all. Goku touched his split lip, feeling the conflict between his Saiyan instinct to retaliate and the angelic energy urging restraint. For a moment, the two forces warred within him, causing visible distortions in the air around his body. Control, Goku. Whis called out. Remember your purpose. Vegeta pressed his advantage, launching into a flurry of attacks while Goku struggled to regain his focus. Each hit threatened to trigger the Saiyan response hardwired into Goku's DNA, fight back, hit harder, never yield. What's wrong, Kakarot? Vegeta taunted between punches. Can't handle a real fight anymore. Did becoming part angel make you forget how to be a warrior? Something snapped inside Goku, not toward aggression, but toward clarity. In a flash of insight, he realized Vegeta's attacks weren't really threats, they were expressions of the prince's own internal struggle. The true protection needed wasn't physical, but emotional. Goku's silver-blue aura stabilized, but changed quality, becoming less a shield and more an embracing field. When Vegeta's next punch connected, instead of being blocked or neutralized, it passed through the energy, all its force intact, yet caused no damage. What? Vegeta froze, staring at his fist buried in Goku's chest yet somehow causing no injury. I get it now, Goku said softly. Real protection isn't about stopping force, it's about transforming it. With gentle movements, he redirected Vegeta's energy, not back at him, but into a circular flow between them. The prince's attacks continued, but now each one fed into a harmonious cycle, creating beautiful patterns of blue and silver energy that danced around both warriors. Remarkable, Raziel whispered, their perfect features showing genuine astonishment. He's creating a sympathetic resonance field, channeling aggressive energy into constructive patterns. Outside the dome, everyone watched in awe as the two Saiyans became enveloped in an intricate dance of light, Vegeta still attacking, Goku still defending, but the energy between them transformed into something almost artistic. It's beautiful, Chi-Chi murmured. It's impossible, Raziel corrected. This technique requires understanding the emotional signature of your opponent at a fundamental level. Even among angels, few can achieve such attunement. Inside the energy field, Vegeta's attacks gradually slowed, his expression shifting from rage to confusion to reluctant wonder. The patterns flowing around him responded to his emotional state, reflecting his inner turmoil back at him in ways he couldn't deny or deflect. "Stop this," he finally growled, though with less conviction. "Whatever you're doing, Kakarot, stop it right now." "I'm not doing anything to you, Vegeta," Goku replied calmly. "I'm just showing you what's already there." The swirling energies revealed what words could not: Vegeta's pride, his fear, his respect for Goku, his frustration at always being one step behind, and beneath it all, his unshakable determination to never stop improving. "This is who you are," Goku said, the patterns shifting to highlight Vegeta's greatest moments, his sacrifices, his growth from villain to hero. "Not just my rival, a warrior with a heart worthy of a true prince." "Enough!" Vegeta roared, pulling back and powering down abruptly. The harmonious field collapsed as he severed the connection, but the impact of what he'd seen lingered in his eyes. This isn't fighting. This is manipulation." "No," Goku shook his head, his silver-blue aura calming to a gentle glow. "It's understanding. Isn't that what you've always wanted from me, Vegeta? To be truly seen for who you are." Vegeta turned away, his body rigid with tension. "We're done here." He stalked toward the edge of the containment dome. "Let me out, Namekian." Piccolo lowered a section of the barrier, allowing Vegeta to exit. He marched past the others without making eye contact, disappearing into the lookout's main building. As the containment dome dissolved, everyone approached Goku, who stood looking perplexed at his own hands, the silver-blue energy still flowing around them. "What just happened?" he asked. "I didn't mean to upset him." "You showed him his soul," Raziel stated matter-of-factly. "Few mortals are prepared for such revelation." "I was just trying to protect without fighting back," Goku explained. "I didn't realize it would turn into, whatever that was." Whis placed a hand on Goku's shoulder. "You accessed one of the higher angelic abilities, soul resonance. It's typically used for healing spiritual wounds, not combat." "Will Vegeta be okay?" Goku asked, genuinely concerned. "He'll be fine," Bulma assured him. "His pride's hurt more than anything. You basically gave him magical therapy he didn't ask for." "I should apologize, give him space," Piccolo advised. "Vegeta needs time to process what he experienced." Raziel was studying Goku with renewed intensity. "You continue to defy conventional understanding of angelic abilities. Soul resonance is typically mastered only after centuries of study, yet you accessed it instinctively. Is that good or bad?" Chi-Chi asked. "Concerning," Raziel replied. "Accelerated development suggests unstable patterns." However, they paused, seeming to reconsider. "The control demonstrated was impressive. Perhaps your hybrid nature truly does allow for alternative learning pathways." Goku's stomach growled loudly, interrupting the contemplative moment. He laughed, rubbing the back of his head as the silver-blue aura faded. "Sorry. All this angel stuff really works up an appetite." Chi-Chi sighed fondly. "Some things never change. Come on, I prepared lunch while you were training." As they headed toward the building, Raziel pulled Whis aside. "This development changes things," the Seraphim said quietly. "His progress is unprecedented. Worried the Grand Priest will see him as an even greater threat?" Whis asked. "Perhaps. Or as a greater opportunity. Either way, my original mandate may be reinstated sooner than anticipated." Whis glanced at Goku, now laughing with his family as they entered the building. "You've spent 3 days observing him. Has nothing about his character influenced your perspective?" Raziel's perfect features remained impassive. "My perspective is irrelevant. I serve divine law. And if divine law fails to account for exceptions like Goku?" "There are no exceptions to cosmic order," Raziel stated, though with the slightest hesitation. "Only variables we have yet to properly categorize." "How very flexible of you," Whis noted with a small smile. Before Raziel could respond, a tremor ran through the lookout, subtle but unmistakable. The sky darkened suddenly, clouds swirling in unnatural patterns directly overhead. "Something's coming," Piccolo warned, his acute senses already on alert. Everyone rushed back outside as the air pressure changed, creating a wind that whipped around the lookout structures. At the center of the platform, reality itself seemed to warp, colors inverting as a tear in spacetime opened. "Dominion," Raziel hissed, wings unfurling to their full span. But the figure that stepped through the portal wasn't the purple-skinned former apprentice. It was a tall, elegant woman with skin like polished obsidian and eyes that shifted between all colors of the spectrum. Her white hair floated around her head as if underwater, and she wore armor similar to the celestial enforcers but with more elaborate detailing. "Seraphim Raziel," she inclined her head slightly, her voice melodic yet cold. "The Grand Priest sends his regards." "Executor Serial," Raziel returned the gesture with equal formality. "Your presence here is unexpected." "The Council has accelerated its timetable," Serial replied, her shifting eyes finding Goku among the group. "The half-breed's rapid development has caused concern." Goku stepped forward. "I have a name, you know." "It's Goku." Serial regarded him with detached curiosity. "Names are a mortal attachment. What matters is function, and yours remains undefined, a cosmic anomaly. Why has the Council sent you?" Raziel asked, tension evident in their perfect posture. "My mandate was clear, observation and assessment." "Circumstances have changed," Serial replied. "Dominion's interference was unforeseen. The risk of corruption is too great." Her multicolored eyes narrowed. "And there are questions about your objectivity, Raziel. My service to divine law is absolute." "Is it?" Serial moved closer, studying Raziel with unsettling intensity. "Reports indicate you've shifted from assessment to instruction. Some might interpret that as investment in the anomaly's development." "Tactical necessity," Raziel defended. "Controlled development reduces the risk of catastrophic discharge. The Council sees it differently." Serial turned to address the whole group. "By decree of the Grand Priest, Son Goku is to be brought to the celestial realm immediately for evaluation and disposition. Resistance will be considered confirmation of corrupted intent." Chi-Chi pushed forward, planting herself between Serial and Goku. "You are not taking my husband anywhere." Serial blinked, seemingly baffled by the mortal woman's defiance. "Your permission is not required." "Maybe not," Bulma joined Chi-Chi, arms crossed, "but you're on Earth, and here we have this thing called due process. You can't just abduct people because some cosmic council decided to." "Your mortal laws are irrelevant to divine mandate," Serial stated coldly. "And your divine mandate is irrelevant to us," Piccolo countered, stepping alongside the women. One by one, the others joined the protective line, Gohan, Krillin, even Dend. Goku watched his friends and family standing up for him with a mixture of gratitude and concern. "Guys, I appreciate this, but I don't want anyone getting hurt because of me." "No one's getting hurt," Gohan assured him, "because no one's taking you anywhere." Serial observed the display with clinical detachment. "Your loyalty to the anomaly is noted but misguided. The celestial realm offers not punishment but clarity. Son Goku's unique composition requires study to ensure universal stability." "Yeah, that sounds a lot like being a lab rat," Krillin remarked. "Your crude metaphor is inaccurate but not entirely without merit," Serial admitted. "Examination would be comprehensive. Meaning invasive and potentially destructive," was translated, his usually pleasant expression hardened. "The Council cannot simply claim jurisdiction over a being that exists primarily in the mortal realm. They can when that being carries awakened angelic essence," Serial countered. "Divine energy falls under celestial authority regardless of its vessel." Throughout this exchange, Raziel had remained silent, their perfect features revealing nothing of their thoughts. Now, finally, they spoke. What of the compromise proposal I submitted? Supervised training under my authority, with regular reports to the council. Rejected, Serial replied simply. The anomalies. Accelerated development exceeds acceptable parameters. His name is Goku, Chi-Chi repeated, voice tight with anger. And he's a person, not a parameter. Personhood is a mortal concept with no relevance to cosmic order, Serial dismissed. Goku's patience finally ran out. Look, I'm standing right here. If you want to talk about me, talk to me. His silver-blue aura flared unconsciously with his irritation. I get that my existence breaks some cosmic rules. I get that you're worried about what I might do with these powers. But I've spent my entire life protecting this planet, this universe. I'm not about to stop just because I found out I'm half angel. Serial studied him, head tilting slightly. Your self-perception is irrelevant. Intentions decay, only cosmic law endures. Then your cosmic law needs an update, Goku retorted. Because from where I'm standing, it looks pretty flawed if it can't tell the difference between a threat and an ally. A ripple of something, perhaps surprise, crossed Serial's features before her composure returned. Categorizing complex entities as either threat or ally is a mortal oversimplification. You are neither. You are an anomaly requiring resolution. And if I refuse to go with you? Serial's multicolored eyes shifted to Goku's family and friends. Then alternative leverage will be applied. The threat hung in the air, cleared despite its diplomatic phrasing. Goku's silver-blue aura intensified, responding to his protective instinct. You leave them out of this. They involved themselves the moment they formed attachments to you, Serial replied dispassionately. Such is the nature of mortal connection, a vulnerability divine beings wisely avoid. Before Goku could respond, Raziel unexpectedly stepped forward. Executor Serial, I invoke Protocol 7 of the Celestial Compact. Serial's composure finally broke, her eyes widening. You cannot be serious. I am entirely serious, Raziel continued formally. As the assigned evaluator of the entity in question, I claim right of extended assessment under Section 3, Paragraph 2 of the Divine Intervention Codex. What's happening? Gohan whispered to Whis. Raziel is using celestial bureaucracy to our advantage, Whis replied softly. Protocol 7 allows an evaluator to challenge a premature extraction order if they believe significant data remains uncollected. Serial's hair whipped more violently around her head, betraying her agitation. You risk your position, Seraphim Raziel. The Council will question your motivations. My motivation is accurate assessment, Raziel replied smoothly. Son Goku has demonstrated abilities that defy conventional understanding of angelic potential. Removing him to the celestial realm before these abilities are fully documented would constitute negligence of my assigned duty. A tense silence followed as Serial appeared to conduct some internal calculation. Finally, she spoke. Very well. Protocol 7 is acknowledged. You have 14 solar cycles to complete your assessment and submit final recommendations. 14 days. Chi-Chi exclaimed. That's not enough time. It is 14 more than you would have had without Raziel's intervention, Serial noted coldly. Use them wisely. She turned back to Raziel. Be warned, Seraphim. If your final assessment shows any bias toward preservation rather than cosmic order, you will share the anomaly's fate. With that ominous declaration, Serial stepped backward into the spatial tear, which sealed itself behind her with a sound like thunder. The unnatural clouds dispersed, sunlight returning to the lookout as if nothing had happened. Everyone exhaled collectively, the tension draining from their bodies. Thank you, Goku said to Raziel, genuine gratitude in his voice. I didn't expect you to stand up for me like that. I did not stand up for you, Raziel corrected, wings folding back against their body. I stood up for proper procedural compliance. Still, Goku grinned, you bought us time. That's something. 14 days isn't much, Gohan worried. Dad's barely scratching the surface of his angelic abilities. Then we must accelerate his training, Whis decided. The hyperbolic time chamber becomes necessary despite the risks. What risks? Chi-Chi asked. Time dilation may unpredictably interact with angelic energy, Whis explained. But given our compressed timeline, we have little choice. I'll enter with him, Raziel stated unexpectedly. My presence can help stabilize any temporal anomalies that might occur. Vegeta emerged from the building, having evidently overheard everything. I'm going too. Vegeta? Goku blinked in surprise. I thought you were mad at me. I am, the prince confirmed gruffly. But I'm not letting you master these powers without me there to witness every weakness and limitation. Besides, he added with a smirk, someone needs to push you when these divine tutors coddle you with meditation and theory. We begin immediately, Raziel decided. Every moment counts. As preparations for the hyperbolic time chamber began, no one noticed the shimmer in the air at the edge of the lookout, an almost imperceptible distortion watching everything with malevolent interest. Inside the chamber, time flowed differently, one day outside equaling a year within its infinite white expanse. Goku, Vegeta, and Raziel stood at the entrance, the vastness stretching before them. This pocket dimension is impressive for mortal construction, Raziel noted, studying the endless white void. The time dilation field shows sophisticated understanding of temporal mechanics. Kami built it ages ago, Goku explained, stretching his arms above his head. It's great for training, no distractions, just you and the void. And gravity that increases the further you go from the entrance, Vegeta added, already walking toward the infinite whiteness. Don't expect your angel blood to make this easy, Kakarot. Raziel's wings shifted slightly. Before we begin, I must establish ground rules. First, no angelic energy discharge beyond a 50-meter radius of this structure. Second, all new abilities must be immediately reported to me for documentation. Third, yeah, Goku waved dismissively. Be careful with the angel stuff. We got it. Raziel's perfect features registered disapproval. Your cavalier attitude toward divine energy is precisely why the council views you as a threat. And your stuffiness is why I'm glad I grew up thinking I was just a scion, Goku retorted good-naturedly. Come on, less talking, more training. The training began methodically, with Raziel instructing Goku on the fundamental principles of angelic energy manipulation while Vegeta pushed himself through brutal physical drills nearby, occasionally throwing taunts when Goku's exercises looked particularly unimpressive. You call that training? Vegeta scoffed as Goku sat cross-legged, surrounded by a gentle silver-blue glow. Looks more like nap time to me. Perception and control precede application, Raziel stated firmly. Angelic energy responds to consciousness first, intent second, will third. Scion power responds to combat, Vegeta countered. Let him fight me again. That soul resonance thing was the only impressive ability he's shown so far. That thing was an advanced technique that could have caused irreparable damage to both your psyches if improperly executed, Raziel replied coldly. We proceed systematically. Days passed in the chamber, weeks in normal time, with Goku gradually gaining better control over his angelic abilities. He learned to create stable shields, to sense energy patterns across vast distances, to transmute simple elements by rearranging their fundamental structure. Throughout it all, Raziel observed with clinical precision, documenting every success and failure, every unexpected development. What they didn't document was their own changing perspective, the subtle shift from seeing Goku as an anomaly to recognizing him as something genuinely new and perhaps valuable. Your progress is adequate, Raziel stated after Goku successfully transmuted a block of ice into flame without melting it first, a demonstration of molecular reorganization that bypassed normal physical laws. Just adequate? Goku grinned, wiping sweat from his brow. That was awesome and you know it. A ghost of something almost like amusement touched Raziel's perfect features before disappearing. It was correctly executed. For a novice. I'll take it, Goku laughed. What's next? Dimensional perception, Raziel decided. Angels exist simultaneously across multiple planes of reality. Your half-mortal nature limits this ability, but you should still be capable of perceiving beyond the conventional 3 dimensions. You mean like seeing other timelines? Goku asked, immediately thinking of Trunks and his alternate future. More fundamental than that, Raziel explained. Seeing the layers of reality that exist concurrently with this one, the energetic scaffolding upon which physical matter is constructed. Sounds complicated. It is beyond mortal comprehension, Raziel agreed. But perhaps not beyond yours. Over in his training area, Vegeta scoffed loudly enough to be heard. More sitting and staring at nothing, I suppose. Actually, Raziel turned to the Scion Prince, your participation would be useful for this exercise. Me? Vegeta's eyebrows rose in surprise. What can I possibly contribute to angel training? A stable energy signature for Goku to track through dimensional layers, Raziel explained. Your key is distinctive and familiar to him, an ideal anchor point. Vegeta crossed his arms, suspicion evident in his expression. What exactly does that entail? Simply power up to your maximum and maintain it while Goku attempts to perceive your energy signature across dimensional boundaries. After a moment of consideration, Vegeta nodded. Fine. But only because watching him sit around meditating all day is boring me to death. As Vegeta powered up to Super Saiyan Blue, his brilliant aura illuminating the white void, Raziel positioned Goku about 20 meters away. Focus on Vegeta's energy signature. Familiar as it is to you in this dimension, try to perceive how it extends beyond what your eyes can see. Goku nodded, activating his silver blue aura and concentrating on Vegeta's familiar energy. At first, he saw only what he always had, the brilliant blue flame of God Ki surrounding the Scion Prince's compact form. Look deeper, Raziel instructed. Not with your eyes, but with your angelic perception. See the patterns that extend beyond physical manifestation. Goku closed his eyes, focusing not on seeing but on sensing. Gradually, something shifted in his awareness, a deepening, an expansion. When he opened his eyes again, Vegeta appeared, different. The blue aura remained, but now Goku could see thread-like extensions radiating from it, connecting to a complex web of energy that extended in directions his mind couldn't quite comprehend. I see something, Goku murmured. Like energy strings connecting Vegeta to everything. Those are dimensional anchors, Raziel explained. Every being exists across multiple planes simultaneously, though consciousness typically resides in only one. Follow the anchors, trace their paths. Goku focused on one particularly bright thread extending from Vegeta's aura. As he concentrated, his perception followed it, stretching beyond the chamber, beyond the lookout, beyond the physical plane itself. Suddenly, his awareness expanded dramatically, and he gasped at what he perceived. I see. Thousands of Vegetas, he whispered. Different versions, different choices, different lives, all connected through this weird energy web. The multiverse nexus, Raziel confirmed. You're perceiving probability strands, potential realities branching from key decision points. There's one where he never came to Earth, Goku continued, his voice distant as his consciousness explored. One where he defeated me, one where he became a god of destruction. Vegeta's energy flickered with surprise. You can actually see alternate versions of me? Not exactly see, Goku tried to explain. More like, feel their existence. The paths not taken. Enough, Raziel commanded. Pull back your perception. Dimensional viewing can be disorienting for a beginner. But Goku was already following another thread, this one darker, twisted somehow. There's something wrong with this connection. It feels corrupted. Goku, return your consciousness to this plane immediately, Raziel ordered, their voice sharp with unusual urgency. It leads to. I can't quite see, but it feels familiar somehow. Goku pressed further, drawn by curiosity and concern. Without warning, the twisted thread pulsed with malevolent energy. Goku cried out as his silver blue aura flared chaotically, his body jerking as if struck by an invisible force. "What's happening?" Vegeta demanded, powering down and rushing to where Goku had collapsed to his knees. Raziel's wings unfurled fully, glowing with golden light. "He's been detected. Something has latched onto his consciousness through the dimensional viewing." "Something or someone?" Vegeta asked grimly. "Dominion," Goku gasped, his silver blue aura flickering erratically. "He was waiting for me to reach out, set a trap." "Sever the connection," Raziel commanded, placing a hand on Goku's forehead. Golden energy flowed from the seraphim, trying to disrupt the dimensional link. But it was too late. The twisted thread had become a conduit, and through it poured corrupt energy that wrapped around Goku's aura like dark tentacles. He screamed as it invaded his energy field, trying to override his will. "What's it doing to him?" Vegeta demanded, grabbing Goku's shoulders to steady him. Attempting possession, Raziel replied tersely, their golden energy battling the dark influence. "Dominion is trying to establish control through the dimensional link." "Like hell he is," Vegeta growled. Without hesitation, he channeled his own God Ki directly into Goku, creating a counterbalance to the invasive force. "Fight it, Kakarot. Don't let that freak take control." Inside his mind, Goku battled against Dominion's influence. The corrupt energy whispered seductive promises, unlimited power, freedom from celestial restrictions, mastery over both mortal and divine realms. "You could be so much more," Dominion's voice echoed in his consciousness. "Why limit yourself to what these self-appointed guardians of order permit? Your mother broke free of their chains, continue her legacy." "My mother protected me," Goku countered, focusing on that truth. "She didn't rebel for power, she rebelled for love." "Love, power, different words for the same desire," the voice hissed. "The freedom to choose one's own path." The invasive tendrils dug deeper, searching for leverage. They found memories of Chi-Chi, Gohan, Goten, and latched onto them with malicious intent. "Such vulnerable attachments," Dominion's voice mocked. "What happens to them when the Celestial Council loses patience? When Raziel fulfills his original mandate? I can protect them, if you surrender to my guidance." "Never," Goku growled, gathering his strength. With a tremendous effort of will, he pushed back against the invasive presence, his silver blue energy flaring with protective intensity. "Get out of my head." The chamber shook with the force of Goku's rejection, his aura exploding outward in a perfect sphere of silver blue light. The dimensional thread snapped, severing Dominion's connection with a backlash that sent all three of them flying backward. As the energy dissipated, Goku collapsed fully to the ground, gasping for breath. Vegeta recovered first, rushing to his rival's side with uncharacteristic concern. "Kakarot. Are you still you?" Goku managed a weak smile. "Yeah, still me. But that was close." Raziel approached more cautiously, their perfect features showing the first traces of genuine alarm. Dominion should not have been able to establish such a connection. His abilities were significant before his exile, but this level of dimensional manipulation suggests he's acquired new power. "He was waiting," Goku explained, sitting up with Vegeta's reluctant assistance. "Like he knew I'd eventually try dimensional viewing and set a trap specifically for me." "Impossible," Raziel stated. "Even with his knowledge of celestial techniques, he couldn't have predicted the exact moment of your attempt, nor targeted you so precisely without direct observation." A terrible suspicion formed in Goku's mind. "Unless he's been watching us all along." "The chamber is isolated," Vegeta argued. "Nothing gets in or out without passing through that door." "Not physically," Raziel conceded, wings shifting with agitation. "But if Dominion has truly advanced his dimensional abilities, he may have established surveillance through higher dimensional space, bypassing conventional barriers." Meaning he could be watching right now? Vegeta demanded. Potentially. And worse, he may have been observing everything since Goku's angelic awakening. Goku climbed to his feet, his strength gradually returning. We need to warn the others. If Dominion can spy on us across dimensions, everyone at the lookout could be in danger. We can't leave yet, Raziel reminded him. We've only completed 6 months of training within the chamber. Abandoning now would waste valuable time we don't have. What good is training if my family is in danger? Goku countered, his silver-blue aura flickering with concern. They have Whis for protection, Vegeta pointed out. And the Namekian, Gohan, the others. They're not defenseless. Goku hesitated, torn between the urgent need for more training and his protective instincts. What about setting up some kind of barrier? Something to block Dominion's dimensional viewing? Possible, Raziel considered. A multi-layered dimensional shield would require significant energy, but between the 3 of us, it could be maintained. Then let's do that, Goku decided. We shield the chamber, complete the training, and then deal with Dominion directly. Raziel nodded. A tactical approach. Perhaps you are learning something after all. The next several months in the chamber were even more intense. With the dimensional shield in place, a complex energy construct that required daily renewal from all 3 of them, training resumed with new urgency. Raziel pushed Goku harder, introducing more advanced angelic techniques and demanding greater precision. Again, the Seraphim commanded after Goku's attempted reality manipulation left a section of floor half-transmuted between states. You're still thinking like a scion, brute force rather than precise intention. I am a scion, Goku reminded them, wiping sweat from his brow. At least half of one. And that half consistently interferes with proper technique, Raziel observed. Perhaps instead of fighting your dual nature, we should find ways to harmonize the 2 approaches. That's what I've been saying all along, Goku sighed. Yes, but I believed conventional angelic methods would eventually overwrite your scion instincts, Raziel admitted. I now recognize that approach is flawed. Your hybrid nature requires hybrid techniques. Vegeta, who had been observing while taking a rare break from his own training, snorted. Took you long enough to figure that out. Hybrid techniques. Goku perked up. Like what? Like this, Raziel demonstrated, creating a small sphere of golden energy. Traditional angelic manifestation requires perfect serenity and detachment. But perhaps for you. They deliberately introduced a controlled fluctuation into the energy pattern. Passion channeled through precision rather than suppressed entirely. Goku tried the modified approach, allowing his scion intensity to flow into the angelic energy rather than fighting to suppress it. To his delight, the silver-blue energy responded more naturally, forming a perfect sphere that pulsed with dynamic vitality. It worked, he exclaimed. Indeed, Raziel nodded. Your angelic techniques will never match the pure harmony of a true angel, but they may achieve something new, a dynamic balance that draws strength from both aspects of your nature. Like fusion, Vegeta observed unexpectedly. Not Goku or Angel, but something greater than the sum of its parts. An apt analogy, Raziel conceded. Though I would not use the term greater until we fully understand the implications. As months passed in the chamber, this new approach yielded remarkable results. Goku developed a fighting style that blended scion martial prowess with angelic energy manipulation, using physical techniques to direct and focus his divine powers rather than treating them as separate abilities. Even Vegeta found ways to integrate aspects of what he observed into his own fighting style, developing counters to angelic techniques and occasionally serving as a sparring partner when physical combat training was required. Your progress is impressive, Raziel acknowledged after Goku successfully executed a complex sequence combining dimensional phasing with physical strikes, appearing to split into multiple versions of himself attacking from different angles simultaneously. Far beyond what should be possible in such a compressed time frame. That's Kakarot for you, Vegeta remarked, toweling off after his own training session. Mastering in months what should take centuries. It's infuriating. Yet you continue to advance as well, Raziel noted. Despite having no angelic heritage, your understanding of divine energy patterns has improved substantially. Vegeta shrugged. Know your enemy, know yourself. Am I your enemy, Vegeta? Goku asked, grinning. Always, Kakarot. The day I stop seeing you as a rival to surpass is the day I've truly lost. Their banter was interrupted by a sudden flicker in the dimensional shield, a ripple that shouldn't have been possible given its triple reinforced structure. Something's wrong, Raziel stated, wings unfurling. The shield is being probed from outside. Dominion again? Goku asked, instantly alert. No, Raziel's perfect features showed genuine alarm. This energy signature is different. More, focused. The ripple intensified, becoming a visible distortion in the air near the chamber's entrance. The white void darkened around it, colors inverting as reality itself seemed to bend. Someone's forcing their way through, Vegeta growled, powering up to Super Saiyan Blue. Impossible, Raziel insisted, even as the distortion grew. Nothing should be able to penetrate a dimensional shield of this complexity without, the shield shattered with a sound like breaking glass, the energy fragments dissolving into the white void. Through the newly created tier stepped Serial, her obsidian skin gleaming, multicolored eyes hard as gemstones. Your 14 days are up, Seraphim Raziel, she announced coldly. The Council has rescinded Protocol 7 authorization. That's impossible, Raziel countered. Even accounting for time dilation, only 7 external days have passed. Circumstances have changed, Serial replied, echoing her earlier statement at the lookout. Dominion has made his move. Goku stepped forward, dread filling him. What do you mean? What's happened? Serial's multicolored eyes fixed on him with clinical detachment. The corrupted one has taken hostages. Your mate and elder offspring. Chi-Chi and Gohan. Goku's silver-blue aura exploded around him. Where are they? What's happened to them? They live, Serial stated flatly. For now. Dominion has taken them to his pocket dimension and issued terms for their release. What terms? Vegeta demanded when Goku seemed too shocked to speak. The half-breed surrenders himself to Dominion's custody, alone and willingly. In exchange, the hostages will be returned unharmed. Serial's expression remained impassive. The Council has determined this development constitutes unacceptable interference in celestial affairs. Extraction of the anomaly will proceed immediately. To hell with that, Goku snapped, his aura intensifying. I'm going after my family. You will come with me to the celestial realm, Serial corrected. The hostage situation will be addressed by appropriate authorities. My wife and son are in danger now, Goku's voice resonated with both anger and fear. I'm not waiting for your council to debate the proper response. Serial's perfect composure didn't waver. Your emotional reaction is precisely why half-breeds are forbidden. Divine power must be governed by reason, not mortal attachment. Serial, Raziel interjected, their own wings glowing with golden energy. There is tactical merit to Goku's position. Direct intervention may be more efficient than council deliberation in this specific scenario. You overstep, Raziel, Serial warned. The council already questions your objectivity regarding the anomaly. Do not compound your error. It's not an error to recognize when celestial protocol fails to address immediate threats, Raziel countered. Dominion seeks to exploit the very rigidity of our response patterns. By the time the Council authorizes action, irreversible damage may occur. Enough talking, Goku interrupted, stepping between them. I'm going after my family, with or without your approval. He turned to Serial, silver-blue eyes blazing. Either help me or get out of my way. The chamber trembled with the force of his declaration, the white void rippling around them as his angelic energy responded to his emotional state. For the first time, Serial showed a flicker of uncertainty. You would defy a direct order from the Celestial Council, she asked. The consequences would be severe. I don't care about consequences, Goku replied, his voice calm despite the raging energy around him. I care about Chi-Chi and Gohan. Serial studied him with her ever-shifting eyes. Even knowing this is almost certainly a trap. That dominion likely seeks to corrupt your angelic essence for his own purposes. Even knowing that, Goku confirmed without hesitation. Your willingness to sacrifice yourself for mortal attachments is. Serial paused, seemingly searching for the appropriate term. Incomprehensible. Yet consistent with observed patterns. It's called love, Vegeta stated bluntly. Something you celestial bureaucrats wouldn't understand. Love, Serial repeated the word as if testing an unfamiliar concept. A mortal emotional state frequently cited as motivation for irrational actions. There's nothing irrational about protecting those you care about, Goku countered. Serial turned to Raziel. Your assessment of the anomaly's development. Exceptional progress in energy control and technique adaptation, Raziel reported formally. His hybrid methodology shows promising stability despite unconventional foundations. And the corruption risk? Present but manageable. His core principles remain consistent despite significant power increases. Serial was silent for a long moment, her white hair swirling more slowly as she processed this information. Finally, she spoke. The Council's directive stands. However, execution protocol permits tactical flexibility when circumstances warrant. Meaning? Goku pressed. Meaning I will allow you to attempt hostage recovery before extraction to the celestial realm, Serial clarified. With conditions. What conditions? First, I accompany you to ensure compliance with divine law. Second, if at any point your actions threaten cosmic stability, I will terminate the mission and extract you immediately. Third, upon successful recovery of the hostages, you will surrender yourself to celestial authority without resistance. Goku considered these terms, his silver-blue aura pulsing with his thoughts. I accept the first two conditions. The third depends on what happens during the rescue. That is not how conditions work, Serial stated flatly. It's the best offer you're getting, Goku replied. Take it or I'll find my family on my own. Another long silence as Serial processed this defiance. Very well. Conditional acceptance noted. We depart immediately. I'm coming too, Vegeta declared, stepping forward. Unnecessary, Serial dismissed. Additional participants increase mission complexity without proportional benefit. I wasn't asking permission, Vegeta growled. Kakarot will need backup, and frankly, I don't trust either of you to provide it. I will also accompany the mission, Raziel added unexpectedly. My assessment of Son Goku remains incomplete. Direct observation under stress conditions will provide valuable data points. Serial's multicolored eyes narrowed. The Council will note this irregular procedure in your evaluation, Seraphim Raziel. So noted, Raziel replied without concern. With arrangement settled, Serial opened a dimensional portal directly from the chamber, a perfect circle of swirling energy unlike the jagged tier Dominion had created. This will take us to the lookout first, she explained. We must gather intelligence on the abduction before proceeding to Dominion's pocket dimension. As they stepped through the portal, Goku's thoughts were focused entirely on Chi-Chi and Gohan. Nearly a year of intensive training in the chamber had dramatically increased his control and power, but would it be enough against an opponent who had planned this move so carefully? Hold on, he whispered to his absent family. I'm coming for you. The lookout was in disarray when they emerged from the portal. Sections of the tiled floor were shattered, columns cracked, and scorch marks scarred the central building. Whis stood with Beerus near the edge, both looking uncharacteristically serious. The remaining Z fighters gathered around them, Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, Goten, Bulma, and the others. Dad! Goten cried, rushing toward his father the moment he appeared. Goku embraced his younger son, relief flooding through him that at least Goten had been spared. What happened? He demanded, looking to the others. Where's Chi-Chi and Gohan? Dominion happened, Piccolo answered grimly. He attacked without warning, with abilities we've never seen before. Dimensional phasing, reality manipulation, he moved between spaces faster than even Whis could track. I should have been here, Goku said, guilt washing over him. Your presence would not have changed the outcome, Whis stated. Dominion came specifically for Chi-Chi and Gohan. The attack was precisely targeted and executed. But why? Vegeta asked. Why those two specifically? Leverage, Beerus yawned, though his eyes remained alert. Chi-Chi as Goku's mate, Gohan as his first offspring. Both have strong emotional bonds that can be exploited. He left this, Bulma stepped forward, holding a small crystal that pulsed with purple light. It's some kind of message crystal. We couldn't activate it. It requires angelic energy, Raziel explained, taking the crystal. A typical Dominion melodrama. The Seraphim held the crystal in their palm, infusing it with a touch of golden energy. The crystal floated upward, projecting an image of Dominion. The purple-skinned being smiled confidently. Son Goku, the projection spoke. By now you've discovered your precious family members are missing. Rest assured they are. Unharmed, for now. The image shifted to show Chi-Chi and Gohan contained within transparent energy cells, both conscious but clearly unable to break free despite Gohan's obvious efforts. As you can see, even your half-breed son's impressive power is useless against divine containment fields, Dominion's voice continued as the image returned to him. They will remain safe on one condition, you surrender yourself to me, alone and willingly. No celestial escorts, no Scion Prince bodyguards. Just you, offering yourself in exchange. The projection smiled wider. I know the Celestial Council will have sent representatives by now. They're so predictably reactionary. Ignore them, Goku. This is between you and me, a simple exchange. Your surrender for your family's freedom. The image shifted to display a set of complex energy patterns. These coordinates will lead you to my pocket dimension. You have 12 hours to appear at the designated entry point. Come alone, or I'll send your wife and son back to you piece by piece. The crystal darkened and crumbled to dust. Silence fell over the group until Serial broke it. The coordinates indicate a dimensional intersection between the 7th and 8th planes, a cosmic blind spot outside normal celestial jurisdiction. Clever, Whis noted. The Council's authority is limited in such spaces. I don't care about jurisdiction, Goku stated, his silver-blue aura flaring unconsciously. I'm going, and I'm bringing them back. It's obviously a trap, Piccolo warned. He wants your angelic power, not just your surrender. I know, Goku nodded. But that doesn't change anything. We need a plan, Vegeta insisted. Rushing in alone is exactly what he wants. I agree with the Scion Prince, Raziel said. Tactical approach rather than emotional response. Goku took a deep breath, forcing his aura to stabilize. You're right. So what's the plan? Dominion expects you to come through the front door, Whis mused. But perhaps we can create alternative entry points. Dimensional pocket spaces typically have structural vulnerabilities, Serial added, her multicolored eyes studying the space where the coordinates had appeared. Points where reality is stretched thin. Could we create a diversion? Krillin suggested. Make Dominion think Goku's coming alone while the rest of us sneak in another way. He'd detect your energy signatures immediately, Raziel dismissed. Not if we had some way to mask them, Bulma interjected. I've been studying the energy readings from Goku's angelic manifestations. I might be able to create a scrambler that confuses dimensional scanning. For ordinary mortals, perhaps, Serial conceded. But not for beings with divine energy signatures. What about this? Goku suggested, the beginnings of a plan forming in his mind. I go in the front as expected, alone, just like he demanded. But I used the new dimensional phasing technique to create a subtle tear in his pocket dimension. Too small for Dominion to notice, but big enough for the rest of you to slip through if your energies are masked. Risky, Raziel assessed. Your control of dimensional phasing is still developing. It could work though, Whis noted, tapping his staff thoughtfully. Especially if the tear is created during initial entry when Dominion's focus would be entirely on Goku. I don't like depending on untested techniques, Vegeta grumbled. But it's better than letting Kakarot sacrifice himself. Touching concern, Beerus smirked. Tactical assessment, Vegeta corrected stiffly. Dominion with access to Kakarot's angelic powers would be a universal threat. So we have a plan, Goku summarized. I go in through the front, create a hidden tier during entry. The rest of you follow once Bulma's scramblers mask your energy. We locate Chi-Chi and Gohan, get them out, and then deal with Dominion together. There's still one problem, Piccolo pointed out. How do we actually defeat Dominion? If he's powerful enough to bypass the Lookout's defenses and abduct Gohan, he's not going to go down easily. Leave that to me, Goku said, his expression hardening. I've learned a few things about angelic abilities that might surprise him. Overconfidence is dangerous against an opponent of Dominion's caliber, Raziel warned. It's not overconfidence, Goku replied. It's determination. He took my family, he'll pay for that. The vendetta aspect is concerning, Serial observed. Emotional motivation compromises tactical judgment. Or strengthens resolve, Whis countered. Sometimes mortal emotion provides advantages pure celestial logic cannot. While the others continued planning, Goku stepped away, moving to the edge of the lookout. Below, Earth spread out in all its fragile beauty. Somewhere out there, beyond dimensional boundaries, Chi-Chi and Gohan were prisoners because of who and what he was. Dad? Goten approached hesitantly. Are you okay? Goku placed a hand on his younger son's shoulder. I'm fine, kiddo. Just thinking. You'll get Mom and Gohan back, right? The boy's eyes held complete trust, unshakable faith in his father's abilities. Absolutely, Goku assured him, forcing confidence into his voice. This Dominion guy doesn't know what he's gotten himself into. Can I come too? I want to help. Goku knelt to meet his son's eyes. Not this time, Goten. I need you to stay here with Trunks and the others. If something goes wrong, you'll be our backup plan. But, no buts, Goku said firmly. This is too dangerous, even for a super strong kid like you. Goten's shoulders slumped, but he nodded. Okay. But you better bring them back. I promise, Goku said, ruffling his son's hair. With preparations underway, the next few hours passed in a blur of activity. Bulma worked frantically on energy scramblers with parts salvaged from her lab. Whis and the Seraphim analyzed the dimensional coordinates, mapping potential entry and exit points. The Z fighters prepared for battle, each in their own way. Finally, with barely an hour left before Dominion's deadline, they gathered at the center of the lookout. The scramblers should work for about 30 minutes before the pocket dimension's energy patterns neutralize them, Bulma explained, distributing small devices to each person in the rescue team. After that, you'll be detectable. 30 minutes should be sufficient if the extraction proceeds as planned, Raziel stated. When does anything ever proceed as planned? Krillin muttered. The tear will appear approximately 2 spatial units from the main entrance, Goku explained, having spent the last hour practicing the precise technique needed. It'll look like a slight shimmer in the air, easy to miss unless you're looking for it. I'll sense it, Piccolo assured him. Namekian perception is attuned to dimensional anomalies. Once inside, we split into 2 teams, Vegeta continued. Team 1 locates and extracts the hostages. Team 2 provides distraction if needed. And remember, Whis added seriously, Dominion's pocket dimension will operate under his rules. Reality itself may be fluid there, trust your energy senses more than your physical perception. Goku nodded, then looked around at the assembled group, his friends, his remaining family, even the celestial beings who had begun this journey as potential executioners. Thank you. All of you. Save the gratitude for after we succeed, Vegeta grumbled, though without his usual bite. With final preparations complete, Goku centered himself, accessing his silver-blue angelic energy with practiced ease. The months in the hyperbolic time chamber had transformed his relationship with this power from awkward fumbling to intuitive partnership. I'm ready, he announced. Serial stepped forward, creating a dimensional portal using the coordinates from Dominion's message. Beyond the circular opening, swirling colors shifted and pulsed in patterns that hurt the eyes to observe directly. Remember, the celestial executor said, her multicolored eyes fixed on Goku. The Council's conditions remain in effect. Should your actions threaten cosmic stability, you'll terminate the mission and drag me back to Celestial Court, Goku finished for her. Got it. With a final nod to his friends and a reassuring smile for Goten, Goku stepped through the portal and into Dominion's domain. The transition was jarring, reality seemed to stretch and compress simultaneously, colors inverting and sounds distorting. For a disorienting moment, Goku felt as if he'd been turned inside out, his consciousness struggling to adapt to the altered dimensional physics. When the world finally settled around him, he found himself standing in what appeared to be a vast cathedral-like space. Towering columns of crystalline material rose to impossible heights, supporting a ceiling that seemed to both exist and not exist simultaneously. The floor beneath his feet looked like solid marble but felt oddly insubstantial, as if he might sink through it if he lost concentration. Welcome, Son Goku, Dominion's voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. Right on time. Goku remained centered in his power, carefully executing the dimensional phasing technique even as he spoke. Where are Chi-Chi and Gohan? Safe, Dominion appeared before him, materializing from the very air itself. The purple-skinned being looked different now, more refined, with elaborate patterns etched in gold across his obsidian armor. And they'll remain that way, provided you cooperate. I'm here alone, just like you asked, Goku replied, subtly completing the dimensional tear behind him, a minute imperfection in reality that would serve as the rescue team's entry point. Dominion circled him slowly, eyes gleaming with barely contained excitement. So you are. And look how you've grown. Your angelic essence practically sings with developed potential. Raziel has been a thorough teacher. Where's my family? Goku demanded again, allowing a hint of his anger to show. Patience, Dominion smiled. First, we should discuss terms. Your surrender must be complete, mind, body, and essence. I require access to study your unique hybrid nature in detail. Fine, Goku agreed too quickly. Just let them go first. Dominion laughed, the sound distorting in the strange acoustics of the pocket dimension. Please. I wasn't born yesterday, as mortals say. Their release will be gradual, corresponding to your cooperative behaviors. That wasn't the deal. I'm altering the deal, Dominion spread his hands. A necessary precaution given your tendency to miraculous escapes. Goku sensed the rescue team successfully entering through his concealed tier, their masked energy signatures barely perceptible even to his enhanced senses. He needed to keep Dominion distracted. What do you want from me, really? He asked. It can't just be studying my powers. Perceptive, Dominion's smile widened. What I want is nothing less than revolution, Goku. The divine hierarchy has remained unchanged for eons, angels, gods of destruction, supreme Kais, all locked in their prescribed roles. But you. His eyes gleamed with fervor. You represent something new. A being with angelic essence unconstrained by angelic programming. I'm not interested in cosmic politics, Goku stated flatly. I just want my family back. So narrow-minded, Dominion sighed theatrically. But that will change once you understand the full potential of what you are. He gestured, and a portion of the cathedral space shimmered, revealing Chi-Chi and Gohan still contained in their energy cells. See? They're unharmed, as promised. Mom! Dad! Gohan called out, his voice distorted by the containment field. Don't trust him. Quiet, quarter-breed, Dominion flicked his wrist, and Gohan's voice cut off though his mouth continued moving. Now then, shall we begin? Through his enhanced senses, Goku could track the rescue team's progress. They had split as planned, with Piccolo, Krillin, and Vegeta moving toward the containment cells while Whis, Raziel, and Cereal positioned themselves strategically around the cathedral space. Begin what, exactly? Goku asked, continuing the distraction. Your evolution, Dominion replied, producing a crystal similar to the message container but larger and pulsing with darker energy. This essence prism will allow me to access and modify your angelic core directly, separating it from your psion limitations and unleashing its true potential. And if I refuse? Dominion's expression hardened. Then your family suffers, and I take what I want anyway, though with considerably more difficulty and mess. Goku stepped forward, apparently resigned. Let's get this over with. Excellent, Dominion purred, raising the crystal. This won't hurt much. As the crystal began to glow brighter, Goku subtly signaled the rescue team, 3 pulses of his energy in a pattern they'd agreed upon. Immediately, Vegeta launched a surprise attack from behind Dominion while Piccolo and Krillin moved toward the containment cells. Dominion spun, genuine shock registering on his face. Impossible. How did they? His eyes narrowed as understanding dawned. A dimensional tear. Clever, Goku. Very clever. I learned from the best, Goku replied with a grim smile, dropping all pretense of surrender as his silver-blue aura erupted around him. Chaos erupted in the cathedral space. Dominion summoned twisted guardians, beings that seemed cobbled together from fractured realities, to intercept the rescue team. Vegeta engaged them with savage efficiency while Piccolo and Krillin continued toward Chi-Chi and Gohan. Your plan fails before it begins, Dominion snarled, his composed demeanor cracking. This is my domain. Reality itself obeys me here. With a gesture, the cathedral began to shift and warp, floors becoming walls, columns twisting into impossible shapes, distances expanding and contracting randomly. The rescue team found themselves suddenly separated by spatial distortions. You forgot something important, Goku countered, his silver-blue aura intensifying. I can affect reality too now. Drawing on his months of training, Goku reached out with his angelic essence, not fighting Dominion's control of the pocket dimension but inserting his own influence into it, creating zones of stability around his allies, countering the most dangerous distortions. Impossible, Dominion hissed. You can't have mastered dimensional stabilization already. I'm a fast learner, Goku replied, though the effort of maintaining the stable zones while keeping his own defenses up was clearly taxing. Taking advantage of the momentary stability, Piccolo and Krillin reached the containment cells. Krillin deployed one of Bulma's devices, a frequency disruptor designed to interfere with divine energy constructs. The cells flickered but held. It's not working. Krillin called out. The frequency is wrong, Dominion laughed, regaining his composure. Did you really think I wouldn't anticipate interference technology? I've been planning this for centuries. Gohan, seeing the rescue attempt faltering, concentrated his own power. Though his voice was still muted by Dominion's spell, his energy wasn't. With supreme effort, he transformed to his ultimate state, the surge of power causing his containment cell to strain. No. Dominion snarled, diverting power to reinforce the cells. That momentary division of attention was all Goku needed. He phased across the space, appearing directly before Dominion and driving a fist charged with silver-blue energy into the crystal the villain still held. The essence prism cracked, leaking dark energy that writhed like living smoke. Dominion howled in rage and pain as the backlash coursed through him. You fool! Do you know what you've done? The cracked crystal pulsed erratically, drawing energy from the pocket dimension itself. Reality began to destabilize more violently, not controlled warping but genuine breakdown of dimensional integrity. The pocket dimension is collapsing. Whis called out, finally engaging directly. We must leave immediately. Not without Chi-Chi and Gohan. Goku shouted back, fighting his way toward the containment cells despite the increasingly chaotic environment. Raziel and Serial moved in perfect synchronization, their combined celestial power creating a path through the disintegrating reality. This way. Raziel commanded. The exit window is closing. Vegeta, having dispatched the last of the Twisted Guardians, joined Piccolo and Krillin at the containment cells. Stand back, he ordered, gathering his energy for a concentrated attack. No. Dominion appeared between them and the cells, his form shifting and distorting as the pocket dimension continued to fail. They are my insurance. With a desperate gesture, he attempted to teleport the cells away, but Gohan chose that moment to unleash everything he had. His containment cell shattered under the combined pressure of his power and Vegeta's attack. Free at last, he immediately turned to destroy Chi-Chi's cell. Mom, get down, he shouted, his voice restored as Dominion's spell broke. Chi-Chi dropped to the floor of her cell as Gohan fired a precise energy beam that cut through the containment field. The moment she was free, Piccolo grabbed both her and Gohan, using his extended arms to pull them toward the exit path Raziel and Serial were maintaining. No! Dominion roared, his form growing more monstrous as he absorbed energy from the collapsing dimension. You will not leave. He lunged for Goku, who stood his ground, silver blue aura blazing. Go! Goku shouted to the others. Something went wrong with this response, please try again. Go on and prepare the next chapter. Move on to developing the next chapter. The end. Thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video.